Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. Well, for the Clippers, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. We're going to get to see Chris Paul in action tonight, and as we all know, he's such a great all-around point guard, but he's also one of the most efficient players when it comes to scoring, Jet.
Ernie. He doesn't take bad shots no matter what the situation is. His shots he shoots like a super high percentage later in his career. That's not normal. Typically, you start shooting less and shooting worse as you get older, but he's shooting better as he gets older.
And he's a master of slowing down and then speeding up to keep the defender on the skates. He uses that stutter step move, Kenny. People falling and slobbering and acting crazy.
Yeah. Sounds like Ernie last year.
Love this guy when he dribbles the ball.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ernie again.
Excuse me. Kevin Harlan standing by, along with the rest of the 2K Sports crew.
A wonderfully symmetrical skyline you have to love downtown Detroit. And thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you're enjoying your Friday afternoon. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. We're at the Palace of Auburn Hills. The Detroit Pistons plan to take advantage of home court. So the Clippers win the tip. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for the Clippers right now, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Mbah Moute in at the small forward position.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well.
Now, here's Mbah Moute, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. There's 25 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Drummond with a screen on Paul. Jackson dishes to Drummond. This is his first free throw of the game.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
And we saw it last year, guys, because those numbers were so low. Teams weren't afraid to put him on the line where points were hard to come by for him.
And he makes the first. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Paul outside, Griffin, and it's sent back by Drummond. Jackson. Shot is off. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Clippers lead by 1. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him to work at his craft.
You know, watching him kind of go through the process of he started to get, recruited by college coaches, and then he, really took his game and became serious about it. And I watched his work ethic, and I watched how he, put the time in, the things he did, and that's kind of where I developed mine.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. Doesn't hurt to have a dad also who is a pro player either, and also a college coach.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers. Guys?
They seem to be a step slower, and that's one reason why they've been able to own the rebounding edge.
Well, the anticipation's been better. As the ball hits the rim, it's gone right to them. Solid job of them chasing it down and anticipating.
The big men, Tolliver and Drummond. Jody Meeks out there with Reggie Jackson. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. Missed inside.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Pistons ahead, up 1. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Well, Doc, as we get into the second half, what do you expect to see from this offense you're facing tonight?
Well, they're moving the ball. They're just playing to the hot hand, and we got to expect that. So let's not let anyone get hot. That would be nice.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
They were clearly a better shooting team. Their play calling and execution were on point. It wasn't a dominant performance, but you did get an idea of how efficient they can be. They'll need to continue that kind of shooting if they want to pull away in the second half.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Reminds me of myself at the free throw line. They have been shooting horribly out there. This is not a team that should be executing so poorly on offense. They need to completely revamp their approach, move the ball, set better screens, find the open man, get to the basket. They need to get to the basics right now.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, the effort and intensity from a defensive standpoint has just really been superb, really firing up his team.
Guys, I love his activity, patrolling the court, blocking shot after shot out there. He's really made a statement at the defensive end.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Mbah a Moute in at the 3. Here's Caldwell Pope. In the corner, it's Morris. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Morris has got the first field goal of the second half for the Pistons. Paul kicks to Redick. And it's Jordan atop the key. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Marcus Morris picks one up there. The Clippers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. That's good from Blake Griffin. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Detroit. And the Clippers with a change here too. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Jordan. Griffin hits them both.
Tremendous job at the line as usual. You can always bank on him in those situations.
There's the pick. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Misses the three. Now here's Redick. He feeds it to Paul. Pass to Griffin. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Tie game in Detroit. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment.
Respect this here.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Here's Paul. Aaron Baines out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then there's Tobias Harris. And it's Meeks in at the point guard. That's the group for Detroit right now. Johnson can't hit.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to them.
Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He urged his players to keep fighting, saying, we're right there, but the margin of error has shrunk. We've got to play aggressive and smart. Guys?
Detroit making a switch here. Drummond's checked in. And then for the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan comes in for Wesley Johnson. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick.
Excellent communication between teammates on the alley-oop there.
And that's what you need to pull that off.
And you do. You have to have both ends of that play, and they were fantastic on that one.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Jody Meeks. Jackson against Paul. Jackson kicks to Harris. Right side Jackson, and stolen by Jordan. Paul with the ball. He kicks to Griffin. Oh, and he had a chance to win it right there, but couldn't get it to fall. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. And What great competition we're seeing so far. After regulation, the stalemate. And we'll see now how these two teams and these few minutes of basketball pan out. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. Setting the floor for the Clippers. J.J. Redick is out there with Rivers. Then there's Cole Aldrich. Then it's Green. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
Rivers passes to Green to take the lead. The dish now to Rivers. Here's Aldrich.
Yes! Big bucket. They've got to play for a stop here with the 2-point lead. No open threes.
Different look here for Detroit. Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Anthony Tolliver. And Tobias Harris subbed in for Johnson. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Aldridge. Griffin comes in for Green. And Mbah-a-Moute's checked in for Johnson. And Chris Paul subbed in for Austin Rivers. And it's good. There it is. He ties the game.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Here's Paul. The pass to Griffin. Gets the game winner to fall.
Oh! And he wins it at the buzzer.
Wow, what a finish. What a remarkable way to close it out. Game time.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, Clark, but things finally came together for him in overtime.
Looked to me like the amber light on the gas tank didn't quite come on. They still had enough fuel to get across the finish line comfortably.
And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. See you later.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game. Blake Griffin. He had it going on all game long, so when it came down to one shot to win the game, well, it was no surprise that he took it or that it was a game winner. What'd you like about his performance, Shaq?
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, you go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
Is there anyone in the NBA who's more straight up scary than Blake Griffin? I don't think so. Big, strong, powerful, with the skills to match that athleticism. If you're a defender in the post and you see Blake Griffin coming down the lane, the only thing you think is, uh-oh, the man is just a beast.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.